Okay, so what we've done is we've adjusted the weld head to where it's setting at the right height above the battery, to where when you press the foot pedal, you get the light turning on indicating, and the beep going indicating that the weld is ready to happen. We've still got the pulses off and we're ready to go ahead and change that so that we can make a weld. I've adjusted the pressure down to about 9 on each side so that we have the correct pressure, or at least a starting point for us to start trying to make welds. At this point, you can also make another fine adjustment as to the travel of the head by adjusting the airflow on each of the knobs up here. You can adjust the downward travel and the upward travel. You can adjust the speed of the downward and upward travel of the head by adjusting the knob here. You see how fast it's going now? If I tighten this knob up here, that's very slow upward travel. You can see how you can adjust the knob. So that's the upward travel knob. If I adjust this one here, it slows down the downward travel. That's nice to know if you have a certain small spot you need to get to and you want to make sure you line it up correctly and you don't want it to slam down on something. You can go slower. For production, I like to increase that speed so that it will go up and down faster and you can continue to make welds. Alright, so at this point I have a nickel tab and I've got a battery. I'm going to go ahead and turn the weld on, and for this I'm going to start at 130 on the total energy, and I'm going to leave pulse 1 off, and I'm going to turn pulse 2 all the way on. So I have full energy on pulse 2, and again this is going to help us find out how much energy we need, what our system is going to work best at to make a weld. So I'll line the tab up, turn the pulses on, and I'll go ahead and tap the foot pedal and make a weld. So you saw that made a good weld, a little bit of sparking and a little bit of sticking. So what I want to do is I'm going to adjust the pressure, increase the pressure slightly. I'll go up to 10 on both sides, and then I'm going to try another weld, the same energy. And again, the reason why I did that is because the electrode stuck just a bit and we had a little bit of sparking. So by increasing the pressure, you will get less sticking with the electrodes and less sparking. So we'll go one more time. A little bit less sticking, still a little bit of sparking. I'm going to try one more. We'll go up to 12 on this one. We'll try it again. No sticking at all, and very little sparking. So we're going to try it now. What we're going to do is take some pliers and we're going to do a pull test on that, or a peel test, to see how strong the welds were. What I'll do now is I'll take those pliers, I'll set it on here, and what I'm looking for is I want to see some flagging. What that means is as you peel those welds, you want to see the material from the nickel tab stick to the battery and pull what looks like a flag, or a flag type of a pull, so that you get the material of the tab stuck to the battery. And it looks to me like these are excellent welds. You're getting the entire weld nugget is stuck to the battery, and you can see that the weld is actually stronger than the nickel material because the weld sticks and the nickel holds to the battery as I'm peeling that off. So the weld is actually stronger than the nickel material itself. These are excellent welds and a very good place to start with. Now, for troubleshooting, when you make this peel test, let's say, as a for instance, that by increasing my pressure the way I did, it made the welds less strong, because again, when you increase the pressure, it will suffocate that weld energy a little bit. In that case, if I had peeled that off and the welds had just popped off the battery, at this point I would leave the pressure where it's at, and I would turn the weld energy up. Maybe increase it by 10 watt seconds, and then try it again and experiment one more time. So now that I've got that set, what I would do is, even to fine-tune the system to go more production ready, now that I know the energy is good, the pressure is good, I'm going to take this weld energy and I'm going to add a little bit of it to pulse 1 to increase my consistency. I'll go to 3 watt seconds on pulse 1, and again turn pulse 2 all the way on. I've left it at 130 on the total. I've got 3 on pulse 1, and pulse 2 is turned all the way on. Now I'm going to go ahead and weld it on the other side. Now we're going to go ahead and do that same pull test and see how that feels again. Okay, so this is a great experiment to try out. You see how those popped off? I didn't get any flagging, none of the material, well, just hardly any of the material stuck to the battery itself. So now I know I need to increase my overall energy. And we'll try it again. So I'm going to increase my weld energy to 140. And again, reset pulse 1 to 3, turn pulse 2 all the way on. We'll try that again. Decent looking welds, still no sticking on the electrodes, so I know the pressure is set right. Let's see how they peel. Again, we're getting a little bit more sticking there, but still no flagging on the material, so I need to increase the power a little bit more. And again, this is a trial and error thing. Once you get it set, it should work weld after weld. As a final set, we're going to go up to 160. Very consistent, no sticking on the electrodes. Perfect flagging. Excellent. Now we're set up ready to weld, production style, battery after battery. Just take the nickel tabs and line them up, and you're good to go.